Hello and welcome back to my craft room. This is Julianne Richards here, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in southern Tasmania. This is video 4 of 4 for my Marvellous Mothers Day Makes, with a little event I'm doing over this weekend. So this is, as I say, the last one. This one is specially for the mum that has a little bit of Paris in her soul. Likes to have her designer handbags on hand, and loves a bit of bling to go with it. So it's a lovely little gift box. You could pop any number of things in there, some perfume or some hankies, if anyone gives handkerchiefs anymore. I don't suppose they do. Some jewellery. Every mother would like some jewellery for Mother's Day. Hint, hint, if any of mine are watching. Yeah, so it's just a really pretty little gift box. It actually comes ready to make or ready to cut in the all dressed up die set, which is in the current mini catalogue for 2020. So it's actually in here. So it gives you everything you need to make these little boxes. You need a full A4 piece of cardstock to make that little box. So it does use a fair bit of cardstock, but I think you can agree that the effect is quite lovely and definitely worth it. Anyway, so what you get when you get this die set, you get lots of little bits and bobs, but this is the main thing for the gift bag. It's just basically, you can tell the shapes are there. It sort of cuts out half, so you actually put this through your die cutting machine twice with your paper, and you get 2 of them. So I'll show you how to assemble that in a moment. It also gives you the little straps here, which is another die for the long straps. The little buttons, everything's fallen out. The little buttons and the little buckles as well are all in the die set, plus some little pretty flowers and things that you can use. The dies also have the dies for the stamp set, the Dress to Impress stamp set. Well, I might as well show you while I've got them out. The stamp set itself, which is here, has these lovely little images for our fashion conscious mum. It's got a little lipstick here, so we've got a die to cut that out. A little shoe, a stiletto, which has got the die, and the perfume bottle as well, which is really nice. So you've got the die to cut that out as well. So for feminine cards, or for cards for people who like a bit of those sorts of things, it's definitely the stamp set to get hold of. And as I say, it's in the current 2020 mini catalogue, which will be available through to the end of the beginning of June, when it'll be taken over by the new catalogue. Anyway, so I don't actually use these images in this little project, but you could of course add them if you felt that you wanted to add those images as well. Okay, so as I say, you have to cut out 2 of this particular little die to actually get your little bag. So I've already done that, so thankfully I don't have to wobble things around with my die cutting machine. Okay, so and we've got 2 of these there. So they form 2 halves of our little bag. So all you need to do once you've got them cut out is score them, and you can actually see the score lines. The score lines are quite clear. So you score each of the score lines. Like that. And then this one as well. So just be careful there, because the score lines are actually next to some little perforations which can bend in the wrong places if you don't want them to. So you're just scoring, or just sort of folding them very gently. And then you can see that the 2 will fit together with those little tags for gluing. Could use a ruler or something just to score these a little bit more carefully, but if you're gentle, they're fine. Okay, so to join our 2 pieces together, I tend to find it better to use double-sided tape, just so you don't have to hold them during that time that a glue would take to cure. just gets a little bit more immediate sticking with the double-sided tape. I might actually sit down now that I'm actually crafting, so hopefully my voice won't disappear. So you basically now just pop the sides together, so they sort of fit in together really nicely. So you just, so they're a little bit fiddly, so just pop them, line them up and glue them down. So that side there, and then this little tag will go into there. So a little bit more double-sided tape. And thankfully the tags, little end tags, are just the right width for our double-sided tape. So I think they were meant to be. Just line them up and firm them down. And then we just have our little bottom tags that we need to glue down. So we'll actually use glue there. Just to firm down the bottom little base. Okay, so that is the basis of our little box there, our little bag, our little Dior bag. Okay, so this cardstock, I should have mentioned before, is petal pink cardstock, which goes beautifully with the paper, the Parisian blossom paper that I'll show you in a second, which I've used to highlight the little bag. Okay, so as mentioned before, you do get the dies to cut 2 little straps for our bag, little handbag handles, and you also get dies to cut some little buckles and a little button. So I've cut those out in champagne gold foil. So I think that just goes, one of them stuck and won't come out. That goes beautifully with the petal pink. So I'll just pop the rest of that aside. So we've got 4 little buckles and 1 little button. But I've also cut, one of the dies that comes with the set is like a little pocket, a little side pouch for our bag, which is this one here, as you see. So I've actually cut that out, and I've used here the Parisian Blooms Designer Series, Parisian Blossoms Designer Series paper, which is the paper that comes with the Parisian Beauty bundle, and it's like one of my favourites of this season. It's just beautiful, so I'm going to make sure I have plenty of that before it disappears when the next catalogue comes along. So definitely, if you like this one, grab it before it goes. Okay, so I have actually cut a little pocket out of that Parisian Blossoms paper. Okay, so let's get this together. So I'm going to thread my little buckles on the edge, 2 ends of my straps. Make sure I've done it the wrong way. 2 little buckles, 1 on each end. Just sort of position them the same sort of distance from the end of the strap each. There we are. Same on the other one, and then we're going to pop them in place as well. And I am actually going to use double-sided tape to put these in place as well. You could use glue, but I think for the video you don't want to sit here and watch me holding glue in place. I'm just going to use tiny little pieces, probably centimetre long, 1.5 centimetre long pieces of tear and tape just on the backs of those. I hadn't actually checked whether my iPad had caught up with me this time, so bear with me. I'll make sure that it's in. My volume's okay. Would have been a bit late if it wasn't. So just pop these on, and then we can position them on our little handbag. So the little handbag will go, little straps will go from one side. Let's just position them where you want them on there. And take it over to the other side. And position it there. How's that? Does that look cute or what? That is really nice. As far as 3D projects go, this is really, really nice. Especially for our, as I say, Paris fashion-loving mums. So position this one as well. Try and even them as much as you can. Make them as even and take it across. And as I say, with the double-sided tape, it's a bit easier than that one. A bit easier than holding the glue till it takes. Actually got that one the wrong way. So bear with me for a minute. Apologies here. I leave that on there. I'm going to. It's going to annoy me. Fiddly. Apologies. Pop that in the right way. That's better. It's the joy of live crafting for you. A little bit more tape. And then that will be better and then won't bug me forever and ever. There we are. So that's our little bag pretty much done, our little handbag. That's really cute. And as I say, you can pop some perfume or some jewellery or, you know, whatever, some chocolates or something, some lovely French perfume in that. Would be really nice. We might then just add our little pocket, which is more decorative obviously than anything else. I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. Some dimensionals here. Pop that up on a couple of little dimensionals on the back. Oh. And just center of the back there. And then I've got a little button which I've also cut out in champagne gold, and I'm going to pop that on my little pocket there, just for a bit of accessorizing. There we are. So that's basically our little oh, I've got a ribbon. Where's my ribbon? I've got a ribbon to add. So this is the beautiful petal pink and champagne accented ribbon that comes with the Parisian Beauty bundle. So I've just already tied that. You'll be sighing in relief to know. I'm just going to pop that on our little bag. Just a glue dot on the back, and then position that just there, just as something a little bit special. How's that? I think that's really lovely. So I've seen people, when they do this particular little box, will do one of those images like the little perfume or the lipstick, and they'll pretend that that's coming out of that little pocket. So that's, you can dress them up as much as you possibly wanted. So that's really nice. So to go with that, I've got a little gift card that I thought I would make, just to complement that. So you can give that all as the whole bundle to Mum. And to make the little gift card, I've used Petal Pink again. I've got lots of bits and bobs here. So we've got Petal Pink. It's a 3" by 3" gift card. So 3 inches is, she says, because she's going to give metric as well, 7.5 centimetres squared. So that would be a 15 centimetre by 7.5 centimetre piece of cardstock scored in the middle. So 3 inches by 6 inches scored in the middle to form that little gift card. And then I also have a panel of that champagne gold foil that we mentioned, and that's cut a full centimetre or a full ½ inch smaller than our card base. So I've got that there. And I've also got another panel of Whisper White, which I have actually popped through one of my favourite embossing folders, although it might be difficult for you to see, but unless I can hold it to the light and you can see, it's our 3D, our subtle 3D embossing folder, which is one of my favourites out of the catalogue. So I have run that through, and it gives it a nice sort of linen, flat linen sort of look to the cardstock, which I thought would be perfect with the fashion theme that we've got going with this at the moment. So I'm going to add those. So I've got the gold foil onto our little card, our little gift card. So you could give this to Mum with your little gift bag as the perfect matching set. Then I've got my Whisper White that's been through the embossing folder. And when you're gluing onto foil, it takes a little bit longer to take because the foil is such a shiny surface. So just make sure you hold that for a bit longer than you normally would, because if you move away too fast, it might slip to somewhere that you're not anticipating it. So that's the basis of our little gift card there. It's so sweet. Okay, so then I've got another piece of the Parisian Blooms Designer Series paper piece, Parisian Blossoms. So it's basically the same one as I've used on that little pocket. And I've got that cut exactly the same width as our little white panel there. So that just fits perfectly and lines up with the white. And it's 1 inch or 2.5 centimetres, 2.25 centimetres wide. So I'm just going to pop that on there as well. The right way up this time. Just pop that on there, just as central as I can and straight. Here we are. Then I've got obviously a little panel for inside, so I'm going to pop that in as well. It's a funny shape, that one. Anyway. Just so you can write your own little personal message in there to your mum. There we go. Okay, we'll just do a little bit more decorating on the front. So I've got this little half inch by, I think it's about 2 inches long, little sentiment box, and I'm going to use the Happy Mother's Day from the stamp set, from the Dress to Impress stamp set. Probably the only stamp I have used out of it for this particular project. I'm just going to stamp that. There we are. I'm going to set that up on dimensionals over the top of our piece of Designer Series paper. So just a couple of dimensionals on there. There we are. Set that up on there just so central on that piece of Designer Series paper. There we go. And then what I have bought in as well is these little blooms, or these little blossoms from the Forever Blossoms stamp set. They're absolutely lovely, and so I have stamped them in black ink on Whisper White and coloured them already. So I've coloured them to match the paper in the Petal Pink blends, and the leaves are Old Olive. So I've got 3 little blossoms. I don't know if I'm going to use them all. This one's slightly different to the original I did. I'm going to use at least one of them. I'm going to bring that in with a dimensional. There. I'm just going to pop that just so it slightly overlaps our sentiment box but doesn't cover it too much. So it doesn't cover the words, it just covers the sentiment box a tiny bit. So I've popped that up on a dimensional and just popped it there. Then what the plan was, and I suppose I'll see how it goes when I have it there, I was going to just pop another one in behind, up in there, and I was going to try and get another one in here, but it looks like I've put that damn dimensional in the wrong place, so that's going to not happen. So I've got one in there, and I might put a couple of leaves in as well, but I think I quite like that without the extra. So what do you reckon? Just one leaf there, and maybe another one coming out there. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I might bother with that third flower. So So let's pop those in as well. Just off slightly more to the left than our original flower, and then some leaves. Which one would be better? Put one there. And one there. There we go. Lovely. Okay, so I'm really pleased with that. I think that's come out quite nicely. I much prefer that to the other one I did, the first one I did, which I wasn't overly happy with. But I like that. I like that a lot. So there's a little gift card to go with our gift bag for our mum. So you could just tie that on there with a piece of ribbon, or stick it with a glue dot or something, or give it to her in a little envelope separately. But I think they go together really, really nicely. If I can find my champagne rhinestones, bear with me. Should have brought them over as well. It's not a bit slack today. Okay, so I've got the champagne rhinestones that are also available with the Parisian bundle. Although actually I think at the moment they're on back order, so they've been so popular. I might actually pop a little champagne centre to our little flowers there, just to give, you know, a little bit more bling. We decided this was a card, a project for our bling loving mums, so we've got a little bit of bling there as well. Okay, so that's really nice. I quite like that. So as I say, that's like a combination of the Dress to Impress die set, which I've used to make our little bag. We've got the Parisian Blossoms paper and the Forever Blooms. So there's actually 3 different sets involved in that one, but I think it's quite pretty and, you know, perfect for our mum, our fashion conscious mum, or any mum really. It's lovely. So depending on what you put in there, some chocolates or some perfume or some jewellery, I think that would be the perfect Mother's Day combo. Okay, so that is project number 4 of my Marvellous Mothers Day Makes event. I hope you've enjoyed those, and I hope you've found something in there that you can make for your own someone special. So for someone special in your life who you want to say something special to for Mother's Day, or any time of year really. So we've got our beautiful little bag and gift card. We've got our tulips, which was the second video. We've got our daisies, which was just the one I've just done. And we've got our corner fold teacup card as well. So they're the 4 projects I've presented to you today. Hopefully you found something you liked out of those. As I say, if you've got any questions about the products that I've used in those, they're all current products available at the moment, except some of them might be on back order, but they will come. So just drop me a line, send me a message. I think my mobile phone number is also on my business page if you'd like to send me a text or drop me a call, and I'd be happy to help you with any of the products you've seen. But anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful Mother's Day. I hope everyone had a wonderful Easter, and I will see you all next time.